Pete Carlson, who is the CEO of Spectral AI. Ticker is MDAI. Pete, welcome to the show. Man, there's so many things for us to cover. I know you've got some things to share as well, but for the folks at home that might not be familiar with the company, give us a quick overview.
Sure. Spectral AI uses artificial intelligence to provide a predictive diagnosis on the outcome of a burn or a wound. And we do that through multispectral, patented proprietary multispectral image capture that is then used to inform and build an AI database. And that database, run against an algorithm, is what provides the diagnosis for the burn outcome.
What are some trends, right, that you're seeing in the AI healthcare space that folks should kind of look out for? What are you seeing from a bird's eye view?
Well, we're seeing the power of data and just how much there is. And this is AI, this is machine learning and AI, where you are using a closed loop, not an open loop, but a closed loop to perform an immediate assessment of the wound healing possibility. So you are, we've captured over 340 billion pixels, and the assessment can be handled at the pixel level. That's a lot of, I think I said 340 billion, but that's a lot of pixels.
Yeah.
And it is the power of the tools like ours to leverage that much information to provide diagnosis support and diagnosis direction to healthcare professionals. What we're also seeing is how this provides equity of care across the ecosystem. So in burns, for instance, there are a limited number of burn experts in the country. There's only 125 burn centers, but burns happen everywhere. And so our tool will allow the general practitioner, a nurse, a practicing nurse, whomever, out in the field, out in emergency departments, far away from those burn centers, to make a quick and an accurate diagnosis of a burn. That's important because then you're using the best information possible at the source, and you're not sending a patient to a burn specialist if they don't need to go. And it's using your question about how is AI helping? It's helping people make better informed decisions more consistently and quickly.
I didn't know that's how few burn centers there were. You said 100 and some change, I believe, and that's a little surprising to me. But you mentioned AI and kind of helps you make better decisions, and that's true across a lot of different things where AI is played, right? So if like a content creator, something that's a little different than obviously what you're doing, wants to go ahead and figure out, hey, what should my content game plan be for XYZ? They can just have AI spit out like a calendar of how to kind of work. So it's amazing what AI can do. There's so many, feel like companies that are in this space, whether it's in the AI space or whether it's in the healthcare space related to AI. What would you say your competition and kind of gives you an edge over your competitors with what you're doing here in the healthcare space?
What we think about is being a unique situation where we have both the multispectral high quality image capture and the depth of the database, along with the predictive AI algorithm. And it's the combination and the breadth of all those three. It starts with the image capture.
Yeah.
Spectral AI is because of the spectrum of information that we gather. And starts at near ultraviolet, goes through all the human visible light waves, and then goes to near infrared range. So that breadth, it's 400 to 900 nanometers range of wavelengths that are captured. And what that does, among other things, is allows depth perception too. So our device is able to do 3D representation of an image, and that's what allows the very robust comparison to the database of known healing or non-healing wounds. And again, what's unique, we feel, is the complete package of capturing the image in that quality, the depth of that database, and the algorithm that can quickly compare those two.
I want to talk about revenue here in a second, but want to also talk about security. There's so much data, there's so much information. How do y'all make sure that, hey, it's protected for the consumer on the other end and their information is guarded as well?
Yes. One of the things we're doing is the device is standalone. So this tool is, essentially in a PC hard drive that is in a cart, and for a variety of reasons, security being one of them. That's not tied to the web, for instance, or to the cloud. We will go get the information. We get that. We will continue to build and leverage that information, but that's part of it. And then we have all the appropriate safeguards that you would expect around it. It's obviously very important to us to have that protected.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we will also use electronic health records, and there's all kinds of controls around that.
So a company's main point is to go and increase the revenue for the shareholders. So let's talk about if folks at home can kind of expect commercial revenue here in the near future or in the long term.
Yes, we are. We have several ways that we're looking at revenue opportunities. Our largest and our primary product is the burn indication here in the U.S., and we're in clinical trials on that. We do need to go to the FDA to get approval, and we think that would happen over the next 12 to 18 months. And so we are looking to have that device in the field generating revenue sometime in 2026. Separately, we are also in the UK and have already received regulatory approval in the UK. So we have devices in the field going through customer valuations.
Yeah.
Coming out of those valuations, we expect to have commercial transactions later this year in the UK. We're also looking at diabetic foot ulcers, and it's a similar thing. We actually think we can go through the process in the UK a little sooner. And so that would be revenue sometime later next year. And then in the US, with approval of a burn indication, we can then work on approval of the DFU in the US. And what we've said is we expect all four of those channels, if you will, 2 products, 2 countries, to be active from a commercial standpoint late 2026. But we start soon with the UK revenue.
If you get the approvals that you're looking for, is the company prepared to kind of scale? Because oftentimes what happens, and I'm not saying this about your company, just in general that I've seen in the markets, is the demand comes in, but then the team and the company isn't ready to kind of jump on the opportunity and to optimize what the supply just isn't there. So is your company kind of ready to scale when you get those approvals and when the growth comes in?
Sinan, we are ready, and we have added a chief commercial officer and are doing the work to be ahead of getting into the market. We're doing the market studies. We're building the team. We work with a third-party manufacturer that is more than capable of supporting our expected demand, and we are putting all those resources around it. So yes, we've been in existence since 2009, and since 2013, we've been working with and funded by an organization within the federal government known as BARDA, the Biomedical Advanced Research Development Authority. And they have funded us over $110 million to date, and they have awarded us contracts totaling over $250 million. So we've been working on this a long time. We have a great partner to work with us there. They want to see us be successful. And so we are ready to ramp up for our commercial opportunities.
I'm glad you brought that up, because money was going to be the next topic of how you're kind of getting this funded, because it's not cheap to have these operations. So I'll move to my final question then to talk about the company's IP profile. Give us some insights there, and then any final thoughts you may have.
We have an extensive IP profile, including trade secrets, but we have 27 active patents and another 30 some pending. These are both domestic and outside the U.S. We work with the best and brightest in this area. One of our longest shareholders and our largest shareholder is an IP expert and helps us get access to all the right resources there. So we're very comfortable and proud of the IP that the team has developed. It's all organic and it's all wholly owned. And what I would say is we feel like we have a product here that is going to allow us to make healthcare more effective and more efficient overall. And that's best for the system, patients, payers, everybody. And we look forward to bringing this tool to market and providing that into the system.
What's exciting is the government getting involved in helping, right? You kind of mentioned a little bit about that in terms of funding and any other grants that may be in the future, whatever the case may be. But this is obviously, AI is here to stay, no question. Right? Everyone kind of compares it to the .com situation. And whether we get a, market recorrection or whatever the case may be, the technology is here to stay. There's no question in denying the better decisions you can make, but also faster decisions that you can make, which, let's be honest, in the healthcare system and the healthcare aspect of it is very, very crucial to have the accurate data so you can make an informed decision in what's in front of you in a speedy manner. But thank you so much for your time, Pete. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I'd have a great day and
You too.
enjoyed being here at the conference.